center, number 24, Andy Jarvis. Starting at guard, number 11, Wes Salmons. At guard, number 13, Joe Campbell. And at guard, number 42, John Ortega. And now the home team for tonight's first semifinal. The Paintsville Tigers, coached by Bill Mike Runyon, starting at forward, number 23, Josh McKenzie. At guard, number 22, Mike Short. Starting at center, number 40, J.R. Van Hoos. At guard, number 12, Todd Tackett. And at forward, number 11, Jason Conley.
And there you have it. There are the starting lineups. And Chip, noticing a big difference from this Prestonsburg squad, a lot of underclassmen.
They do. I was surprised to see that nearly their entire team, including their backcourt, Joe Campbell, another one of those guards. He's a sophomore. Wes Salmons is a junior. John Ortega is only a sophomore. And for a sophomore to hit that kind of pressure shot the other night, that shows a lot about his mental constitution to hit that big shot. But one junior that Paintsville will be happy to have back in the lineup tonight, missing from their previous game, is J.R. Van Hoos, who's going to jump center.
That's right. And Prestonsburg, we also note, does have 3 guards in the lineup, 1 forward and, of course, Andy Jarvis, the big center. We're going to see these 2 juniors going at it over the next not only year, but year and a half here, as you've got J.R. Van Hoos and Andy Jarvis, both the juniors who will battle this year and next year.
I tell you, at least one senior, though, that will play a big role tonight is Josh McKenzie, the strongest player on the Paintsville squad. He had 31 points. That's a season high in the earlier loss by the Tigers. So look for him to be a big factor inside as well. It'll be interesting to see how the Prestonsburg defense handles Todd Tackett. Held him to single digits. A rough game for him. He wound up fouling out in the previous meeting. See if he can get off against John Ortega.
Mike Short controlling it for Paintsville, over to Josh McKenzie in the corner, and there is a wide open Jason Conley underneath for his first 2 points of the ball game.
And one thing that's really underrated about Josh McKenzie, he does so many things for this Paintsville Tiger Ball Club, but he may be the best passer on the court. And for a guy that's 6'6" and plays down on the post, to have that ability to dribble and bring it out on the perimeter is impressive.
Prestonsburg getting into their set as Paintsville opens up into a man-to-man. That is John Ortega controlling ball on the outside.
Keith, one thing that impressed me the last time these 2 teams played is just the way that the Prestonsburg guards handled the offense. And there is a big three-pointer by Joe Campbell, and they like to shoot the 3.
We mentioned the guard play off the top. Paintsville must start Prestonsburg's guards and hope that they don't have a tremendous shooting night.
They will double-team Van Hoos whenever he gets the ball. 2 guys chasing him, and they could perhaps play him one-on-one. And Josh McKenzie steps out. Like we said, the big man can hit from the perimeter. And this is going to be a game where 2 teams that can shoot the lights out. See how the defense can stop them.
Both of these teams really wanting this game to happen. Paintsville, as Todd Tackett strips the ball away from Joe Campbell, and they put the motion in high gear as J.R. Van Hoos gets the easy bucket underneath, his first of the game. And it's a 7-3 lead for Paintsville.
I tell you what, Keith, they cannot let J.R. Van Hoos catch that ball that low down in the post, because all he has to do is just turn around. But Andy Jarvis proves that he can do the same thing on the other end. Those are 2 good big men, both of them underclassmen. Both will be meeting throughout the rest of this season. You know, these are teams that may see each other again in the 15th region tournament.
J.R. Van Hoos again getting it low. He misses, gets his own rebound, and loses it. As Wes Salmons comes away with it. A big night for him on Wednesday night. 5 threes in the first half. We believe he did finish with 6. He had 24 points. So, again, he had a huge night for Prestonsburg.
Just watching him in the warm-ups and shoot around, he did not look nervous at all. With the Prestonsburg Black Cat, their offense is fluid. They don't really force bad shots. You know, he could pump that up if he's feeling it right there, but he likes to take it, wait till he's a little more open, and not take bad shots. So we'll see how they run their offense. They like to get good looks at the basket.
Jarvis unable to get it to fall, and Todd Tackett is wide open. He's the best leaper on the team. He didn't quite get a chance to jam that one, but he does get the easy run-out layup. First 2 of the game for Todd Tackett, and it's a 9-5 lead for the Tigers.
Something else that's good for Paintsville is when they can get those other, and they get JR. He was still up on his feet and still knocked it down.
That one is out of bounds on Josh McKenzie, and Prestonsburg will get the ball back.
That's the one nice thing about being 6'9" or 6'10". Even when you go up first, you can still recover quick enough to block that shot.
Especially with the wingspan that J.R. Van Hoos has at his side. Those arms are forever long.
They like to work the ball around the perimeter. They're a patient offensive team.
Gavin Hill loses it, but right into the hands of Andy Jarvis, and there's going to be a wide open shot for John Ortega, and he buries the
Keith,
three.
that's what we're talking about. Wes Salmons could have pushed that ball up. Instead, he pump fake drive and gets John Ortega a better shot.
And Ortega gets the inbound steal and comes away with the layup. Ortega with his first 2 points of the game. Gavin Hill, now the only Prestonsburg player not in the scoring column, the starting player in the scoring column.
Ortega victimized Marcus Shekels from Knott Central a couple of times down low early on. And he's got good, quick hands.
At time, JR may have forced it a little bit, but he still was able to draw the foul.
One thing you don't want to do, and something that Prestonsburg did in their last game, they were called for a tremendous amount of fouls. Almost 2-1 against Knott County Central. Now, Coach Pac Bayonot thought that was an accurate statistic, you know, from the gameplay. But Paintsville and J.R. Van Hoos can really knock down from the free throw line. They shoot about 68, 69% from the line. One of the top teams in the state from the line. And, of course, I say that, and he misses the
and you
free
jinxed
throw.
it. They get it right back as Jason Conley gets the rebound. Van Hoos misses the shot. And here's Prestonsburg running a 3-on-2 break. And that's their first miss from three-point range as Ortega misses the shot there. Paintsville a little erratic here in the offense, throwing the ball away. And we're going to get a timeout here at the 3:57 mark of the first quarter. We've got a game tied at 10. Back in a moment with more action from this first semifinal game of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic.
We're the Little Bryce Place. Come and see what we got.
Napier Family Drug is your Little Bryce place. Check out the great selection of all your pharmaceutical needs. Napier Family Drug has it all, from diabetic supplies to perfume. And when it comes to price, that's why people go to Napier Family Drug in downtown Hindman, across from the courthouse. It's the Little Bryce place. Come see what we've got.
We're the Little Bryce Place. Come and see what we got.
Now you can reach Big Sandy Heating and Cooling toll-free at 1-888-297-HEAT.
Hello, I'm Jim Skaggs of Big Sandy Heating and Air Conditioning. I've earned the title the King of Comfort by providing my customers with Lennox high-efficiency heat pumps. In fact, we've sold more high-efficiency Lennox heat pumps than any other dealer in eastern Kentucky. And because we custom fabricate your ductwork, your efficiency and comfort will be even greater. Call me today at 297-HEAT or 297-COOL.
And welcome back to the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. John Ortega, the leading scorer in this ball game right now for Prestonsburg. He has 5 points. We've got a 10-all tie as Prestonsburg will bring it out of bounds.
This is the kind of game we would thought it would be, a close game, and I think it'll be close throughout. These teams pretty evenly matched. One thing that Prestonsburg does have, while they may not have a person that can individually guard J.R. Van Hoos one-on-one, they do have a wealth of big bodies in there to bang on him. Josh McKenzie said he was thrilled to have the big guy back because he took a pounding in their last meeting, so he does have help on the inside.
Prestonsburg spreading the court out a little bit, getting some spacing, and it doesn't work as Salmons throws it out of bounds.
Just sort of a miscommunication. Ortega cut one way, the ball went the other, and that's their second turnover. Defensive pressure not a key issue so far this game.
Josh McKenzie with it, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Mike Short, who's all alone. And that's Andy Jarvis pulling down the rebound. Prestonsburg pushing it. And there is Andy Jarvis trailing. He got the rebound but misses the shot.
That's Van Hoos's third rebound. You've got to think they want to push the ball down in there, and if not get the easy bucket, at least get a couple fouls on big number 40.
The big guy can shoot it. Josh McKenzie with his second three-pointer of the game. He now has 6, and Paintsville regains the lead.
One thing when I was up at the game, Paintsville took on cross-town rival Johnson Central, and they said that Coach Runyon had told McKenzie to shoot more three-pointers because he can really play havoc on defenses. It's so hard to guard somebody that's big, can go down low in the post, but then step out and hit that three. Ortega off-balance leaner in the lane, about a 10-footer, and he nails it.
And they're going to call the foul that time on Ortega.
That is his first, and in fact, that looks like our second foul of the game. Keith, they're going to want to apply that pressure. Not too much of a foul right now. You've got to gauge how they're going to call the game. If they're going to call the game tight, you might not want hand checking and bodying as much because you don't need your guards to get in foul trouble.
Todd Tackett drives right in the lane and can't get the shot, but there is J.R. Van Hoos, and he gets the rebound in the bucket.
Making an impact from the get-go. That's his fourth rebound already as he puts it in for his fourth bucket of the game. So they are certainly glad to have him back. I mean, he is also a problem to guard. Such soft hands. He gets to the ball so quickly because of that tremendous wingspan. He just gets it up and tips it in. You know, nobody else has a shot at it.
Again, Prestonsburg slowing the ball down, slowing the tempo down with about 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. 15-12 lead for Paintsville. And there's Joe Campbell. He'll take the shot. It won't go. Again, J.R. Van Hoos
for J.R. Van Hoos. J.R. specializes in double-doubles and triple-doubles if you count block shots, although he's yet to get one tonight. And that's the problem McKenzie posed the last time these two teams played. Inside or outside, he can really do it all. He's such a difficult matchup, and that is his 8th point already. He had a season-high 31 the last time he played. He looks like he's off to another one of those type nights.
6'7" junior, averaging 17 on the year. He does have 8 at this point. Prestonsburg may be content to run down a little clock here.
They'll be patient in their offense. They won't try and force anything, although Salmons did force a little bit of a shot there. You know, they're trying to create something down 5. Paintsville would certainly like to hit a couple more here and put some more pressure on them.
Campbell got a tip on that one, but Paintsville hangs on to it, and Prestonsburg forcing Paintsville out a little bit. There's Kyle Adams now into the ball game, and he had just a huge game off the bench the other night with 13 points. He hits his first 2 on this night, and he's a big 6th man on this season.
Something that didn't happen the last time these two teams played, Keith, is they did not get any other scoring other than McKenzie. And what they really need to advance far this season is for some of those other guys with the Ratliffs graduating. They need some other guys from that bench to step up. They're not a particularly deep team, so if Kyle Adams or Mike Short can step up, they will be exceptionally dangerous.
They're going to call the blocking foul there on Todd Tackett. That will be his first of the ball game, first on Paintsville.
You know, if you're Coach Bill Mike Runyon, you're happy if after the first 7, after just 17 seconds left in the first quarter, have a call between a block and a charge there. Ref calls block. We won't question that, but that's only their first foul. Neither team in foul trouble as the first quarter has almost come to an end here. Just 17 seconds left. We'll probably think Prestonsburg will hold on to it for one shot.
Coach Jack Pack called out play number 2, and they get it in. Seems to work. I think he'll use it again tonight. John Ortega with 10 seconds left on top. Over to Wes Salmons. Out to Joe Campbell. Joe Campbell will drive, and he would have been the man to take the shot with 3 seconds to go. Instead, the foul is called on Mike Short. His first also of the ball game.
That's a tough foul. 3 seconds left. You'd like them to just play defense. Campbell obviously taking it into J.R. Van Hoos.
And John Ortega takes it right in with the tall timber, and that will not please Bill Mike Runyon as Prestonsburg pulls within 3 at the end of the first quarter. It is 19-16. Paintsville on top.
Cumberland College in Williamsburg, Kentucky is nationally recognized by U.S. News and World Report as one of America's best colleges, by Arco's The Right College and Barron's Profiles of American Colleges as competitive, by the John Templeton Honor Roll for character building colleges and free enterprise colleges. Cumberland has also been recognized by Time, Newsweek, USA Today, and Sports Illustrated. Why not visit us and experience firsthand all that makes Cumberland the college of choice for so many students? Phone 1-800-343-1609.
Lane Supply Company and the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament have been a pretty strong team over the years. In fact, we've both grown, right along with Eastern Kentucky, through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to service. Whether on the playing field or on the job site. Hard work breeds confidence. And in Eastern Kentucky, Wayne supplies confidence.
Big crowd on hand here tonight at the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. 2 games tonight in this WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic. It's first off right now. Paintsville leading after the first quarter, 19-16. Coming up a little later on, after this game, we have a huge one. Perry Central and Pikeville. Pikeville pulling the big win last night over Clay County, handing Bobby Keith his first loss ever in this WYMT Classic.
And when you beat Bobby Keith, you breed a pretty darn good coach, so the Pikeville Panthers should be happy with that victory. They'll get to play Perry Central. Now, Keith, a couple of stats from the first quarter. Both teams shooting fairly well. Prestonsburg 7 of 14 for 50%. 2 of 4, 50% from behind the three-point line. Couple of turnovers late, couple of forced shots. Paintsville 8 of 14, 57%, shooting 67% from behind the arc, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 19-16 now, 7:49 left in the second quarter, and there's a run out to Tackett. Ortega comes up with another steal, and they are on the break now.
Wes Salmons open for a moment. He decided not to make the shot, and Joe Campbell walks with the ball. On that first play in this second quarter, you saw Andy Jarvis really drive it inside against J.R. Van Hoos. I have a feeling that his coach may have urged him to do that, and they come away with the steal this time. Oh. That one will go for John Ortega, plus he'll go to the line for 1 to try to tie this ball game up. 11 points now for John Ortega, and he's going for number 12.
He's picked up right where he left off, Keith, from the other night, knocking down the big shot. He's remained hot down at that end of the court. We've got a replay coming up. Just steps in front and steals it, and then Todd Tackett gets the foul. I think that's Tackett's second foul, so he may be getting into foul trouble again, just like last time. Ortega with another steal. Good anticipation on the inbound pass. And it looks like they've picked up the defensive pressure now. Against Whitesburg, the Yellow Jackets were able to force the Tigers into 24 turnovers. Whitesburg did a great job forcing Paintsville into turnovers. That may be a 3-second call.
J.R. Van Hoos camped out under the basket a little bit too long. Dexter Campbell making the call that time. Our officials tonight, Dexter Campbell and Vaughn Allen. A couple of the best from right here in the 14th region.
Once again, Keith, we've got a tie game at 19. These two teams are going to go back and forth the whole way.
J.R. Van Hoos gambles on the steal, and Jarvis goes by him, and instead they're going to call the walk on Jarvis, and Coach Jack Pack doesn't like it one bit.
A lot of
he
times,
stomps around on the sidelines a
lot
little
of
bit.
times coaches aren't going to like many of those calls that may go against their players. They are really picking up the defensive intensity, Keith, though.
Kyle Adams to Todd Tackett as he gets behind the defense, and he gets the deuce.
This time they make them pay, though, running the break very well.
Prestonsburg again, a little more deliberate this time, setting up the offense. Kyle Adams almost getting the steal there.
Content to play man-to-man.
Nice bounce pass that time from Salmons. They get it to Jarvis. Jarvis will take it up, and it's originally blocked, but I think Van Hoos went a little too far and picks up his first foul of the ball game.
Got that one in a little late, but they will certainly take a foul on J.R. Van Hoos at any point, sending Jarvis to the line for 2 shots.
I think it came a little late because it looked like he had the block at first, but then he went just a little too far with it and got a little bit too much of Andy Jarvis's hands.
And that is the way they will call it.
Jarvis with the line drive. He can't get either of the free throws to fall. Jack Pack almost makes the catch there.
That is an air ball.
Kyle Adams will hear from the Prestonsburg crowd the rest of the game, but Josh McKenzie is there to get his back. He puts it right back up and in for his 10th point of the ball game.
That leads the Tigers right now in scoring, picking up the offensive board. That's something else that he does extremely well.
Kyle Adams, again, big-time pressure on the defensive end.
Both teams starting to get into the flow of the game defensively. The pressure is starting to pick up on both ends of the court. Paintsville starting to get a little more intense this past couple of trips down the court. Like you say, Prestonsburg is content to run their offense. That's what I think their guards do a very good job of running that offense, not forcing things as much.
Prestonsburg has yet to bring in a substitute, and they may be getting a little bit tired or trying to keep from getting tired. That's why they're going with that deliberate style.
Short had a quick flash to the big man who runs the court well.
Josh McKenzie on the miss, but there is J.R. Van Hoos for the putback. He averages 15 rebounds.
He is well on his way tonight with 6 already, and nothing's more demoralizing to a team than an offensive rebound, because you force the team to miss a shot, but then they get the shot and put it back in, and that's rough, especially when you got a big man like Van Hoos. Campbell, though, up over Van Hoos for another bucket.
Taking it right to the big guy.
They're not afraid to go in there after him. You either get it blocked or you get a foul, but they're not scared.
Prestonsburg out on top. That's Mike Short with the ball over on the wing. He looks to Todd Tackett with the skip pass. Tackett going to take the three, and he's going to bury it.
That's the way you beat the 2-3 zone. Dump it down and then kick it back up to the top of the key. They executed it perfectly right there, Keith. You know, if they have to play a 2-3 zone, that's what you got to do. Quick, crisp passes. You'll find somebody open almost all the time.
Joe Campbell on top, and now it looks like Paintsville's going to be content to set back into a zone, and that may not be a good choice, because
have the same thing happen to him.
Wes Salmons for his first 3 of the ball game.
And I tell you what, once he gets lit up, Paintsville may want to get somebody on him.
Todd Tackett trying to take advantage, posting up Salmons. Instead, there's Ortega taking it right to
the left hand to avoid the contact and puts it in over Van Hoos.
14 points for Ortega.
This game is moving to a frenzied pace now. Paintsville wanting to run with it, response to the pressure, and there is a turnover. Over and back.
One of those many turnovers they had the other night, which did not make Bill Mike Runyon happy. The Black Cats will get their first substitute into the game, and we will check out who it is when we return. 28-26, Paintsville leading with 3:49 remaining here in the second quarter.
Kentucky Cellular and Appalachian Cellular is announcing a new extended local calling area. Along with our 18-county local coverage area, you will now be able to enjoy local calling from Manchester, Corbin, Harlan, Middlesboro, Hyden, and London. Kentucky Cellular and Appalachian Cellular, 2 great companies, 1 great service. Now with an extended local calling area. Call today for more details.
At Honda, we don't think kids should be the only ones who eat dirt. That's why we make fun and reliable dirt bikes for just about every member of your family, so that everyone can get a taste of the great outdoors.
Stop by Andy's Honda and check out all the new Hondas in stock.
Battle here in the first semifinal game of the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic. 2 15th region teams going at it, and it's Paintsville leading by 2, 28-26, with 3:49 to go here in this second quarter.
Keith, I had that down as the Tigers' 5th turnover. Coach Bill Mike Runyon obviously not wanting a repeat performance of that from the other night. Talks about it with his squad in the huddle, animated about taking care of the basketball.
Chris Lawson, a senior for Prestonsburg, into the game, and also Mike Clark, another senior, into the game for the Black Cats. Salmons forcing a shot there, maybe not the one that he wanted. Paintsville will bring it right back down court and just about throw it away themselves.
Van Hoos, the nice pass out to McKenzie. Josh is fouled in the act of shooting. He'll go to the line for 2.
Chris Lawson right into the game, and his first stat is a foul.
Well, that's why they bring the big guy in to get the fouls. You know, he's not going to score a whole lot. He's going to be in there for rebounding, in there for a defensive intensity and a defensive presence. He's a big guy, and he certainly put Josh McKenzie on the floor on that one.
Puts a couple of big men in there for Prestonsburg now that Lawson and Jarvis are both down on the blocks. McKenzie gets the first one to fall there.
They've also got Gavin Hill they can bring in. They've got some big bodies to shuttle in and out to counter the big guys at Paintsville.
McKenzie just has one of the sweetest shots. Most of his shots tonight seems to get all net.
And we have him down with 12. So he's off to another good start. Paintsville's leading scorer. One behind John Ortega. Nice spin move by Andy Jarvis. There's not much defense for that, Keith.
I think that's what Jack Pack thought he had done earlier when he got called for the walking. But a good job there by Jarvis. And right back on the other end is Van Hoos. And that one actually popped out. They're going to count it. It's J.R. Van Hoos's 4th basket. He now has 9 points. And Jack Pack thought he may have been up there while it was
for
on the
some
cylinder.
basket interference there, Keith, but that one looked like it had just come off the cylinder. That's the advantage of being 6'9", and being able to tip it in right there. Nobody else really had a chance at it. That is his 7th rebound, and he's got a number of those on the offensive end.
Looking at a double-double night at least for Van Hoos. McKenzie, as he pulls down the rebound. And he'll dribble it down court. Take it right back. Get the assist to Todd Tackett.
There's one thing that McKenzie, we talked about his versatility. Not only does he pull down the rebound, dribbles it out, and gets the assist. And Coach Pack would like a timeout to talk about the defensive or lack of defense right there, Keith Farmer.
They've been outscored 6-2 since we came back from our last break. 34-28 now with 2:15 remaining in this first half. And I tell you what, it's the outside, as we talked about, doing it against the inside. McKenzie having a big game on the inside. Van Hoos doing a nice job. And for Prestonsburg, it's John Ortega with 14 points on the outside. And their other 2 guards doing a good job as well.
Wes Salmons really hasn't gotten into the flow of the game. Only made 1 shot, 1 3. Forced up a couple of shots. They haven't really gotten him any open looks. Joe Campbell's hit a couple. John Ortega has really carried them so far, but Andy Jarvis starting to get into the flow. Coach Pack would like him to take it more advantage, try and get the big guys in foul trouble and take it down low. Obviously, he showed us that he has the moves.
I think that's what Pack wants. Coach Pack wants to get it inside. He wants to take it right at Van Hoos. If he gets the block, so be it. That's when we'll change our game plan. But for now, we want to take it to him. We want to see if we can get some buckets. We want to see if we can get some fouls on him, more importantly.
It'll be interesting to see if this first play doesn't go right down to Jarvis to try and do that, because they like to get the big guys to pick up some fouls on Paintsville. 2:15 left in the first half to make a run to cut into the 6-point lead Paintsville has developed. Coach Bill Mike Runyon, obviously, good job with his last timeout, stressing what he wants his players to do, and they respond, going on a 6-2 run.
Van Hoos not in foul trouble, just in case you're curious. He only has 1 at this point, but the faster that Coach Pack can get him on him, the better, as far as he is concerned.
Fouls really a non-factor so far. Neither team with over 14 fouls. The highest foul total is Todd Tackett, who has 2. And he's a guard, so he can avoid getting fouls unless he hacks away on the perimeter.
Prestonsburg puts the ball in motion with 2 minutes to play. There's Jarvis on the outside.
Thought about that 3, but didn't think about it too long.
Had the pick and roll going, but instead they went the other way, and Josh McKenzie is going to dribble down court and hold it up. Todd Tackett with the head fake and the baseline
Strong move to the baseline, Keith. And he is getting into the flow of the game. He's already surpassed his point total from the previous meeting as he fouled out with 9. He already has 11 points, 1 less than his teammate Josh McKenzie. So far, J.R. Van Hoos, not a lot of scoring. That ball hits Tackett in the side of the head. Not exactly the pass they wanted.
Prestonsburg looking for the back door, and there's Campbell as J.R. Van Hoos comes over and says, not on my end of the court.
The big guy will erase that shot very quickly. I'm surprised that Jack Pack has Andy Jarvis hanging out on the perimeter on that play. I think you need to get the big guy down low.
Again, he is out on the perimeter, and now he begins to work his way down towards the blocks. Minute 9 left here in this second quarter of play. And Prestonsburg going to work a little time off. J.R. Van Hoos preventing Jarvis from going a little closer to the basket.
Another pick and roll, but they didn't roll with it. Ortega says, hey, I'll just shoot it. And it rims out. McKenzie with, I have down his 3rd rebound of the game, but he's putting up some all-around numbers, scoring and assist-wise as well.
45 seconds remaining here in the half. Paintsville will hold it for 1 shot. Coming up at the half, we'll go up to Rich Johnson. He'll be talking with Jim Frazier about the upcoming second game between Pikeville and Perry Central. Should be a great one to follow this one. 15th region against 14th region. Todd Tackett now putting it into motion.
Coach Runyon has to be pleased with the way his guys responded after the timeout. They're going to try and take the last shot so they will maintain the lead, but there's the turnover. Salmons looks up and gets it out to Ortega, and that will not make Coach Mike Runyon happy at all. 10 seconds, 9, 8 left in the first half. They're trying to get the ball in to get one last shot. Mike Short has got it, but picks up his dribble in the backcourt, and Tackett heaves it. It is short.
And Bill Mike Runyon will talk to a few of his players as he walks off the court.
He's not waiting to get into the locker room, Keith, to talk about that last possession. Would have liked to hold it, keep Prestonsburg from getting on the scoreboard. And as so, the Black Cats cut the lead to 6, 36-30 at the half. We'll be back right after this.
There will always be winners, champions. Someone will always be out front. That's what I like about Citizens Bank. Always bringing better things to Perry County, yet never forgetting the hometown friendships that made them what they are today.
Citizens Exclusive Smart Checking gives you state-of-the-art account statements, convenient image checks for a better way.
That's what I like about my bank in Eastern Kentucky. Citizens National Bank and Trust and has it. Always out front, and you can count on that.
Thanks, Coach.
Get it on the double at Double Quick. You just can't beat our double team. We shake and bake and jam like Kareem. We're true Big Blue, as you all know. We got the stuff you need to go, Cat, go. We got fast break food that's really prime. The gas to get you to the game on time. To pick and roll, we're just a trick. You get it on the double at Double Quick. Get it on the double at Double Quick.
Where there is no vision, the people perish. The world is changing fast. Some things shouldn't change. Capture the vision. Continue the tradition.
The following honor roll participants are proud to sponsor the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament. As honor roll participants, they recognize and honor students for their achievements both in the classroom and on the hardwood. Perry County Fiscal Court, Van Arsdale Construction Company, Ben's Quick Stop, Hazard Furniture Company, and Klutz Auto Sales.
Tony Turner. Proceeds from the Mountain Basketball Classic after expenses have funded thousands of dollars in scholarships to deserving Eastern Kentuckians. The following nominations have been made by high school principals and guidance counselors for their academic achievements and other guidelines established by the Mountain Basketball Committee. Here are the nominations. The Mountain Basketball Classic Tournament is certainly proof that academics and athletics can succeed and help each other by working together. We thank you.
Whoa! When I think of Dairy Queen, here's what comes to mind. The chicken strip basket. 4 golden strips of all-white breast meat, Texas toast, crispy fries, and country gravy. Hey, this is no Chicken Little, except for the price, just $2.99. Think about that. I'll tell you why this chicken crossed the road. The chicken strip basket. For hot eats, cool treats, think DQ.
I'm Attorney Gary Johnson. For more than 20 years, I've taken care of the legal needs of people who've been injured in accidents. I've learned that each case demands special and personal attention. At my law firm, we make sure injured people and their families are treated with dignity and respect. It is their right, and I think that's how it should be. If you've been hurt in an accident, I'd like you to call us, because the attorney you choose can make a difference.
Call Gary C. Johnson for a free consultation.
The following Honor Roll participants are proud to sponsor the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament. As Honor Roll participants, they recognize and honor students for their achievements both in the classroom and on the hardwood. Andy's Honda Yamaha, Cardinal Chevrolet, Kemper Furniture, Perry Oil Company, and WSGS Radio.
Watching television isn't what it used to be. As a matter of fact, with DirecTV, it may never be the same again.
It's the worst hurricane in recent memory!
DirecTV provides you with digital quality audio and video and up to 150 stations with a dish about the size of a large pizza.
Contact Home Satellite Services for details.
The mating ritual of the African elephant is in...
At this time, we would like to introduce WYMT TV news anchor Tony Turner, who will be recognizing some of the classic committee members.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here center court at Knott County, and I'm joined by Vesper Singleton, who is the committee chairperson for the Mountain Basketball Classic Committee. Folks, a lot of people don't realize what it takes to put on this tournament, and it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and basically, Vester and all these people can attest to, it's a year-round thing, isn't it, Vester?
That's true, very true.
So we have some people we want to recognize tonight who were there from the beginning, and if it were not for them, then you would not be enjoying the Mountain Basketball Classic Tournament this year. They certainly put in their dues, paid their dues, so to speak, at the very beginning, and they've watched it grow. We're going to bring them out right now, and please recognize from Prestonsburg, Mr. Bill Hall. From Barberville, Earl Cole. From Pineville, Bill Adams. Also on the committee at the very beginning, these gentlemen were here at the very beginning, Wayne Martin and Bob Speaks, both from Lexington. Gentlemen, you got to say, when you watched this grow over the years, did you ever think it was going to grow to something of this magnitude?
Yeah, I really thought it would grow, and I'm happy to know that they have a lot more money now for more scholarships for the kids. That's what it's all about, college for kids that need the money.
All right, and gentlemen, what about you? You were there, and certainly, this is a year-round thing, isn't it, working to pull this off?
Absolutely. It takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of other duties besides putting on this tournament, because it's all about scholarships and selecting the right people to give the scholarships to, and they don't necessarily have to be connected with athletics. So this way athletics can do their part in helping the continuing education of lots of other kids. And we're awful proud of how many we've given so far.
Also, we're talking about all the schools from Eastern Kentucky benefit. You don't have to be involved in this tournament, the basketball teams, but you can get a scholarship or something like that. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We went through all this. We met about 2 years prior to this beginning and, set it up and thought we were ironing out all the probabilities that might happen to it. So it is strictly for scholarships, and it's for anyone. It doesn't matter. There's guidance counselors that the schools recommend them, and then we have committees from each region that goes over them and selects them.
Gentlemen, you should be very proud of your accomplishment. Please give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. These are the founders of the Mountain Basketball Classic Committee. Vesper, you too, sir. Thanks very much for your help. You've been there all along. Thank you very much. We're going to turn things back over to Keith.
All right, we appreciate it, and thanks for that special recognition, Tony Turner. And we will come right back and have more from here at the half. It is 36-30, Paintsville leading it here at the break. More in a moment from the Mountain Basketball Classic.
Now you can reach Big Sandy Heating and Cooling toll-free at 1-888-297-HEAT.
Hello, I'm Jim Skaggs of Big Sandy Heating and Air Conditioning. I've earned the title the King of Comfort by providing my customers with high-efficiency, quality Lennox heat pumps. In fact, I've installed more high-efficiency Lennox heat pumps than any other dealer in eastern Kentucky. And because I custom fabricate your duct system, you will achieve even higher efficiencies and comfort. Call me today at 297-HEAT or 297-COOL.
There is indeed a quiet revolution in progress. It all adds up to power in the most positive way. The Honda 4-stroke outboard at Pittsburgh Marine in London. With the Honda 4-stroke outboard, there's no mixing gas and oil, no oil discharge, no smoke, no keystroke odor, and no fouling. The Honda 4-stroke outboard is good for you and the world around you. Honda has used their world-renowned automotive technology and proven reliability in the marine industry. You can get your Honda 4-stroke outboard at Pittsburgh Marine, Highway 25 North in London. Get power in tune with nature.
At Cooley Medical, our patients rely on 24-hour emergency service.
At 1 a.m., I noticed Mother's breathing. I checked on her breathing, then called Cooley Medical.
A Cooley Medical technician is just a phone call away. Our emergency service technicians are always ready to go the extra mile. You can depend on us for accurate response and delivery. For Eastern Kentucky, there is a leader in home health care, 24 hours a day. Cooley Medical.
The following honor roll participants are proud to sponsor the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament. As honor roll participants, they recognize and honor students for their achievements both in the classroom and on the hardwood. The City of Hazard, M&N Furniture and Upholstery, Grapevine, Maggard Brothers Funeral Home, East Kentucky Carpet Center, and Manufacturers Supply.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the WYMT Mountain Basketball Classic, sponsored by Wayne. We're at halftime of our first game, Paintsville leading Prestonsburg 36-30. Now let's throw it up to Rich Johnson and Jim Frazier.
And at the half, Paintsville's leading scorers, Josh McKenzie has 12, Todd Tackett with 11, J.R. Van Hoos with 9. As for the Black Cats, John Ortega leading them with 16 points as the Tigers have a 6-point lead over the Black Cats. But we have a second game tonight, and I'm joined by Jim Frazier, who will be calling that one. Perry Central versus Pikeville. Talk a little about that second game we've got tonight. It should be a good one.
Oh, it should be a good one, Rich. You know, as Pikeville comes in, what an upset last evening. Clay County, they play a nearly perfect fourth quarters. They go 9 of 10 from the field, 10 of 10 from the foul line. And they take out a Clay County team that was seeded second in our tournament. Bobby Keith coming back.
And Bobby Keith said our team would have to play 120% to beat Pikeville. It looked like Pikeville did that last night.
Yeah, Pikeville played great. Of course, they come in the 7th seed. 5 losses on the year, I believe, but still managed to come up with the win. I know they'll do a good job this evening. Dave Thomas does a good job, had his team fired up last evening. Of course, Perry Central has one of the best young teams in the mountains. You're going to get a chance to see some really good young players, and I think Coach Allen Holland really with the chance to bring his team along and contend for that 14th region title.
So the Perry Central Commodores with a record of 11-4. They will play in the second game, but we have the second half of this game. Paintsville leading 36-30. Let's kick it back down to Chip Tillett.
All right, thanks a lot, Rich, and we will be back with the second half of Prestonsburg and Paintsville right after these messages.
Giving the customer what they want is what Cardinal is all about. It's selection. Choose from a huge selection of 6 vehicle lines and quality pre-owned vehicles from our 3 locations. We service what we sell. When you buy any vehicle from Cardinal, you've got the largest service department in the mountains behind it. Shop Eastern Kentucky's largest volume dealer and get a better deal from our professional sales staff. Cardinal is the mountain leader. Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo on Highway 15 South, the pre-owned lot on Hazard Bypass, and Cardinal Chrysler Plymouth Dodge on East Main Street in Hazard.
The following honor roll participants are proud to sponsor the Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament. As Honor Roll participants, they recognize and honor students for their achievements both in the classroom and on the hardwood. Appalachian Regional Healthcare, ARH Home Services, Lee's Chicken, Kemper Furniture, and Faulkner's Garage.
Nestled in the beautiful Daniel Boone National Forest is Kentucky's Clay County. In its heart is Manchester. We think it's a great place to be. We're the First National Bank of Manchester. Home-owned. The decisions we make right here. It's good to know someone still believes in hometown community banking. Homegrown for over 90 years. The First National Bank of Manchester. Member FDIC.
At Honda, we don't think kids should be the only ones who eat dirt. That's why we make fun and reliable dirt bikes for just about every member of your family. So that everyone can get a taste of the great outdoors.
Stop by Andy's Honda and check out all the new Hondas in stock.
And welcome back to the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic. 36-30. As we begin this second half, we will take a look at some first half statistics as we have a chance to do so.
Actually, Keith, nothing major. Both teams shooting very well, 56% from the field. From three-point range, Paintsville shoots 50% as well. Prestonsburg, 42% free throws, not really a factor. They only got to the line a combined 7 times. Prestonsburg, 33%. Paintsville, 75%. So they've got to be happy, both coaches, with the shooting percentages. What they do need to do is Prestonsburg, they need to get the ball into Andy Jarvis. He's one of the top players in the 15th region. Sometimes he hasn't even been involved in the offense, and if they want to get back in this when they're only down 6, they need to get it into him. So far, John Ortega has carried a lot of the load.
Third block of the night for J.R. Van Hoos, his first here in the second half.
And that is not what Coach Pack would like to see. A block shot on one end and a wide open three-pointer by Todd Tackett on the other end. That gives Tackett 14 points on the night, so he's well surpassed his total from the previous game. He looks good tonight.
Again, they want to take it right inside and right at J.R. Van Hoos. Bill Mike Runyon staring down Vaughn Allen a little bit because he says, you got to be kidding me. Van Hoos was straight up. However, he did get a little bit of contact there.
A little bit of contact there, although with a big guy like Gavin Hale, I don't think that's going to affect him too much. Didn't get much on the shot, but he is at the free throw line, and that's the second foul on Van Hoos. So if they want to take it down at him and get him in foul trouble, they need to keep doing that on each possession.
The Prestonsburg big men have missed 3 free throws. John Ortega hit one to complete a three-point play, and there's Gavin Hale who hits one to make it a 39-31 ball game.
Cuts the lead to 8, and here's that defensive pressure again. Mike Short handling the ball in the backcourt and picks up his dribble, but still gets it up court.
Van Hoos kicks it back out to Tackett, and it's off.
He had his choice of guys he wanted to throw to, got it out to Tackett, hit a shot just a minute ago, misses that one off the back iron, just like Ortega misses there. They do get the rebound, though.
Ortega thought about taking another one, and this time he'll step inside the arc. And a little bit cold coming back out here in the second half.
That one that'll be Prestonsburg ball off the foot. Jason Conley. So they do get the turnover in the backcourt. First one of the second half for Paintsville.
Both teams coming back out with their starting 5. Salmons will take it out to Gavin Hill.
Something else Prestonsburg will have to do a little better in this half is hit the offensive boards. That was a good job right there. They really got one shot and out most of the first half. And there they finally get the ball back down to Jarvis, who hits his 9th bucket of the 8th bucket. 9 points altogether, 8 on field goals, 1 on a free throw. Full court pressure is picked right back up. Just a great job. Josh McKenzie again passes up the 7-footer for the layup for Van Hoos. He's got to have 5 or 6 assists on the night already, Keith.
Van Hoos into double digits on scoring. He now has 11. We'll wait and see if he can make it a double-double as he continues to pull down rebounds.
He only needs 3 more rebounds for that. they keep taking those shots in, he may make it a triple-double with blocks.
Gavin Hale just throwing it a little bit too high that time, and Paintsville will take the ball out of bounds the length of the court.
One other good thing that Paintsville can do when they do experience that full court pressure, they have been using McKenzie to break the pressure by dribble, but another thing they can do is put Van Hoos at center court. He's so big and tall, he can just look over the press because the guards that Prestonsburg has do not have the size to match up with that. They're both 6'1", 6'2". We've got a replay of that coming up. That was J.R. Van Hoos doing something. He is now at the line as he got fouled.
The big man with a lot of touch. The reason that you see a lot of scouts out looking at him. We heard that there were a lot of colleges asking for directions here to Knott County Central High School. Clemson, Indiana, East Tennessee State, all wanting to come here tonight and take a look at a few of these players taking part in tonight's game.
You do have a variety of Division I and other schools that will be looking at several of these players. Kickball there on Tackett. You've got to wonder where Josh McKenzie will be heading because he is certainly a Division I caliber player. You'll be interested to see that. A lot of press, though, about Van Hoos. He's rated the 9th best junior in the nation, not in the state, in the nation. People from Rick Pitino to Bobby Knight are looking to get him into their program.
McKenzie's also probably a Division I, if not a major league prospect for baseball. Fourth block for J.R. Van Hoos.
This Paintsville team already has had a baseball player for their squad, Craig Ratliff. And there is the ability you were talking about from Todd Tackett. And they have run this out to a 12-point lead. They may need a timeout.
45-33. And it is Paintsville leading. No timeout called here, and you're going to get a foul called on Mike Short as he reached in, trying to get the ball away from Andy Jarvis as he made his move to the basket.
Got a replay of Tackett's jam. They just get out in front of everybody, and he throws it down. Pretty good leaping ability from that young man.
16 points on the night for Tackett. Jarvis decides to take it on McKenzie, and he takes it right into the lane. A little move that we saw him to do just moments ago.
Keith, he can do that whenever he wants because JR is not coming out to contest that. He gets good elevation. That's going to be a hard shot to block. They need to get that more to him. But the Tigers really starting to feel it now. They're knocking down every shot, and that lead will stay at 12. They need to get the ball back out to Jarvis. Kick it out for threes when they've got it.
Paintsville packing it in a little bit down low.
They're going to force him to beat him from the outside.
Gavin Hill with the pump fake, and he gets J.R. Van Hoos up in the air, and then he draws the foul. That will be number 3 on J.R. Van Hoos. So Coach Bill Mike Runyon will have to make a decision. 3:55 remaining here in this third quarter. Do you keep him in the game and take a risk on him getting number 4? Or do you go for the points?
I think right now they could be safe with resting JR, though he's a smart player. He knows when to stay in the game and when they need him. Right now, though, he may go out and sit out for a few moments, but 3:55 left in the third quarter. It's not really a danger time. Now, if he would pick up the 4th foul anytime soon, I would assume that he would be headed over next to the bench.
Coach Bill Mike Runyon talking it over with some of his coaching staff and trying to decide what they would do, and right now they're going to leave him in. He kept looking up at the scoreboard, looking back down to his coaches, and looking back up to the scoreboard.
That last foul, kind of a silly foul. They got him up in the air, and then they took it right into him, and he picks up his 3rd. He'll probably be a little tentative on offense or on defense now, though.
That time, Prestonsburg backed into a 2-3 zone. They're going to try to make Prestonsburg, or rather Paintsville, shoot it from the outside and try to bunch up that middle so that McKenzie...
There's the anticipation by Adams. He knocks down his 2nd straight shot, and he is starting to feel it. That pushes the lead out to 13.
49-36, 3 minutes remaining here, just over 3 minutes in this third quarter. Prestonsburg a little cold at this point, but Gavin Hale doing a good job on the move to pick up his first 2 from the field. He averages usually around 7 points and 7 rebounds, does a good job, big hustle player.
Good whip pass into McKenzie, who puts in the easy 3 or 4 footer for a bank shot. He is off to he's had a great game so far. We've got him now at 15 points for the game, Keith.
Van Hoos just stepped around Jarvis and intercepted the pass before he could get to the big guy.
I think instead of trying to block the shots, he's going to try and deny the entry pass. The last 2 times he's gone for the steal. The first time, Hale with the easy layup. This time, though, Van Hoos picks it off. He may get called for a hook on that. They're going to call the block first. That would have been a rough way to pick up your 4th foul on the hook.
They're going to call it on the floor on Gavin Hale, his first of the ball game. And Jason Conley is going to be in the game, and they are going to sit J.R. Van Hoos while he has 3 fouls. We have a timeout here in the 3rd quarter, 2:16 remaining, 51-38. Paintsville is leading it and taking charge here in the first semifinal game of this Mountain Basketball Classic.
Minix 1 Hour Optical Centers, complete eye care for your entire family. From eyeglasses and contact lenses to cataracts and lens implants, our highly trained eye surgeons, optometrists, and opticians take personal interest in the eye care of your entire family. And remember, Minix 1 Hour Optical Centers are the only optical centers in Paintsville and Prestonsburg to offer 1 hour service. Complete family eye care at its best. Eyeglasses in about an hour only at Minix 1 Hour Optical Centers in Paintsville and Prestonsburg.
Giving the customer what they want is what Cardinal is all about. Get selection. Choose from a huge selection of 6 vehicle lines and quality pre-owned vehicles from our 3 locations. We service what we sell. When you buy any vehicle from Cardinal, you've got the largest service department in the mountains behind it. Shop Eastern Kentucky's largest volume dealer and get a better deal from our professional sales staff. Cardinal is the mountain leader. Cardinal Chevrolet Cadillac Geo on Highway 15 South, the pre-owned lot on Hazard Bypass, and Cardinal Chrysler Plymouth Dodge on East Main Street in Hazard.
And welcome back to the Morton Combs Athletic Complex. Prestonsburg going a little cold right now, shooting 3 of 10 here in this 3rd quarter. So that's why they're right now trailing 51-38.
30%, quite a drop-off from the 56% they're shooting earlier in the game. And the Paintsville crowd is really getting into it. Had a chance to talk to some of them before the game. They were excited, and Tackett just takes it in, the nice drive, and a one-handed finish.
That's some of your fan club members over there, isn't it? That Paintsville crew?
I don't think I have a fan club. And if I do, those people perhaps need help. McKenzie, another rebound, and there are 2 Paintsville Tigers down court wide open. Prestonsburg is not getting back on defense. Things kind of falling apart right now in this stretch. And Todd Tackett is feeling it, Keith. Scoring a variety of different buckets in the last couple of possessions.
He's the first player with 20 tonight as he scores his 20th point.
Paintsville right now kind of sending a message to their rival Black Cats as they have bunched out the lead to 55-38.
We're going to get a call here on Jason Conley. He tried to make the steal there on Andy Jarvis, and instead he'll be called for the foul.
The crowd very vocal in opposing that call. As you see, it looks like a pretty good call. It gets him with the body.
Had the steal, but then he took Jarvis's arm with it. And there's Ortega. He's been a little cold, too, and
that kind of typifies the half they've had so far, Keith. Ortega is their leading scorer with 15, but he is yet to score. He actually has 16. He's yet to score here in the second half. They've done a good job containing him, and they've done a good job containing Wes Salmons all night. He only has 3 points. Jarvis has come to play, though, in the second half. He's going to try that move again. And he gets it again. That move's been nearly unstoppable, and he gets into double figures. He has 12 for the game. They need to make a concerted effort to get that young man the ball.
They only have 10 points here in the half, and it's all been scored by Jarvis and Gavin Hale. 6 for Jarvis, 4 for Hale in this half. And there's McKenzie with a nice move off the glass, and they'll call the foul on Gavin Hale. That's his 2nd of the ball game.
Kevin McHale up and under move, worked to perfection by Josh McKenzie. Just puts it in so strong, such good touch. He'll be going to the line, try and make this a 3-point play, stretch that lead out to 18.
He was such a big part of last year's state champion team. Sort of the quiet, unsung hero of that team as he gets the free throw to fall.
We've got a replay rolling, and just look at this. The beautiful drop step up and under and just banks it in, and the foul. He has played an outstanding game tonight. We've got him with 17 points. Salmons tees up the 3. They are not falling for him tonight like they were the other night.
They're still 0 from behind the 3-point line this half.
Looks to run again.
Kyle Adams has been hitting that shot, this time unable to get it to go. Prestonsburg will push it up court. Joe Campbell will take the shot, and he gets it as Jason Conley was going for the block.
Give the assist to John Ortega. Just 8 seconds left in the quarter, though. They will try and get one last shot off. McKenzie will take it, and they get the foul out on the court. 3 seconds left. Still not into the 1-and-1, so they will take it out of bounds.
Gavin Hale picks up his 3rd foul of the ball game. 4th for Prestonsburg in this half.
Try and take a little added momentum into the 4th quarter by getting a bucket here with 3 seconds left on the clock.
Paintsville trying to decide who was going to take the ball out of bounds. It'll be Kyle Adams looking inside to Josh McKenzie, and he'll get the turnaround to go, and it won't fall. Andy Jarvis pulls down the rebound, and we have a 16-point lead as J.R. Van Hoos will check back in to start the 4th quarter. 58-52, Paintsville leading it. 4th quarter action on the way in the Mountain Basketball Classic.
Now you can reach Big Sandy Heating and Cooling toll-free at 1-888-297-HEAT.
Hello, I'm Jim Skaggs of Big Sandy Heating and Air Conditioning. I've earned the title the King of Comfort by providing my customers with Lennox high-efficiency heat pumps. In fact, we've sold more high-efficiency Lennox heat pumps than any other dealer in eastern Kentucky. And because we custom fabricate your ductwork, your efficiency and comfort will be even greater. Call me today at 297-HEAT or 297-COOL.
Everything we do is from the heart. When it's from the heart, you know it's right.
That's what I like about my bank in Eastern Kentucky. Citizens National Bank and Trust and Hazard.
Before we get this 4th quarter underway, let's go up to Rich Johnson, who has a little bit of added statistics for us. Rich?
39-33 in the 3rd quarter. Then they went on a 16-5 run. In that run, we saw J.R. Van Hoos pick up his 4th block of the game. They're now leading 58-42 after 3 quarters. Todd Tackett with a dunk, pretty much getting the crowd in it. And it looks like Paintsville's beginning to roll. Starting this 4th quarter, though, the Black Cats are a tough team. They need to come back now and get on a run of their own. Paintsville Tigers on a 16-5 run. That's why they're leading now 58-42 going into the 4th. Now back to you guys.
All right, appreciate it, Rich. And you can see the Paintsville fans in the top right half of your screen as they are getting into this ball game.
Sort of like Cameron Indoor Stadium in here as they're doing the same thing with the Blue Devil fans jumping up and down trying to disrupt Prestonsburg, and didn't work, however, as the Paintsville Tigers throw the ball out of bounds.
That's exactly what Prestonsburg wanted to see. Only 8 minutes remaining for them to come back from a 16-point deficit. They're going to have to get that outside shot going, any shot going at this point. Poor shooting 3rd quarter for them, only about 4 of 15, and there's a high percentage shot from Andy Jarvis.
It certainly will help if they... And they will get the ball down in. Paintsville will work against the pressure now. Mike Short handling the ball up at the top.
Josh McKenzie on the inside as he gets the little half hook to fall. I think that may have been J.R. Van Hoos that taught him that one. McKenzie picks up number 19 on the night. Paintsville already has one player with 20 points. That is Todd Tackett.
The impressive thing is the Tigers are doing this. J.R. Van Hoos during that run, a lot of the time he spent on the bench. He only has 10 points, but they haven't really needed him to score a whole lot. He's been doing it with blocks, and another one right there. And with rebounds, gets the block and the rebound all in one. And when they can do something like this without Van Hoos putting the points up on the board, that's an impressive performance.
What a rebound by Josh McKenzie. He pulled that one off like it was just drawn to his hands. He puts it right back up and in.
The Paintsville big men have such soft hands. They've got great hands, whether they're catching passes, throwing passes, or getting the offensive rebounds. He gets that one over Gavin Hale.
Jarvis pushes his way in. Block number 6 for J.R. Van Hoos.
he has really been doing the job on the defensive end, picking up the rebounds, getting the block shots. I tell you what, Keith, that can really ignite a crowd. We're going to see a replay of that right now. Jarvis will take it down strong, but doesn't matter for Van Hoos. Gets up, goes vertical, straight up, no foul, just a clean block. He's been doing that all night.
And Jarvis is called for the foul, so that is number 3 on him. Josh McKenzie is going to take a seat. He looks like he's extremely tired. Of course, when J.R. Van Hoos got his rest, McKenzie was still in there. Tackett, blocked by John Ortega. He's doing it all tonight for Prestonsburg. 16 points for Ortega, although he hasn't scored here in this second half. And he has the 1 blocked shot.
6 minutes left. They need to stay patient, but you've got to feel that a sense of urgency for the Black Cats. They need to get some 3-point shots to fall. Salmons hasn't really gotten it to fall all night. Ortega's done the job from the outside. Jarvis has started to pick it up from the inside. We'll see what they can do this remaining 6 minutes.
Over past Andy Jarvis, and Jason Conley
down.
Looks
like
like
he twisted his knee or ankle a little bit.
Now, early in the preseason, he had a bruised thigh or a pulled thigh muscle, and that's why he didn't start for the first few games for Paintsville. I'm sure Bill Mike Runyon is hoping that that is not the exact same injury that he has suffered just now.
Pulled muscles are so hard to come back from. Usually when you take them, and here's the replay where he does it. He just kind of twists his knee or ankle. And there's a run out. Mike Short puts it in with the left hand. Paintsville has a 20-point lead now, 64-44. Coach Jack Pack and the rest of the Black Cats had said they wanted to use this game, and there is another steal as a judge of where they were in the 15th region.
Poor decision that time by Kyle Adams as he tried to force one, and instead Salmons will get the 3-point shot.
The 3. They need some more of that, but Van Hoos, the big man on the run out. Good body control to avoid the charge. Salmons is going to be fouled for the reach-in foul down under Van Hoos. Big man did a good job to avoid the charge, and then he picks up another rebound. That'll give him 10 rebounds at least for the night. He's got a double-double, 10 points and 13 points, 10 rebounds on the night.
I think he was afraid he was going to get hacked a little harder than he was on that play, and that's why he came up a little short on the first shot. Kyle Adams buries the 2-point shot as he was just inside the arc. 8 points now for Kyle Adams, and another player almost into double digits.
That gives him 8 for the night. And Kyle Adams and Mike Short have really started to develop as this season has gone on. That's one problem that Paintsville thought they might have this season, Keith, is depth. But they've been developing a little more. They still do not go extremely deep, 5, 6 deep though. But they will need those other players to be able to knock down the shot. We will wave that off. We've got it looks like an intentional foul.
Intentional foul that time on Kyle Adams.
Kyle Adams with an elbow. The referee, 2 shots and the ball back. So mark this down as the 4:32 mark. Prestonsburg, we got a replay. Let's take a look at what happened with Adams.
You can see they got tangled up a little bit, and then I guess a little frustration as he got up.
Forearm shiver there. Don't need that.
Ortega gets his first point of the second half. He now has 17. He's going for 18, and he has it.
Knocks down both of the free throws.
66-49, 4:32 remaining here. Paintsville does have the lead.
See how the Black Cats respond, getting the foul and the ball. They can make this a 5-point possession. Out to Gavin Hale.
Jarvis going to make that move in the lane again. Hangs, misses.
This time a little more defensive pressure. McKenzie out playing, and Van Hoos coming from the back for the block. They get the foul, though. He will go to the line.
Josh McKenzie picks up his first foul of the ball game. Averages 17 points on the year. He has 21 tonight.
That's something Paintsville doesn't really want to do, is send the Black Cats to the line, let them score with no time running off the clock. You've got a pretty sizable lead with 4:23. If they're going to score, let them score with the clock running.
Andy Jarvis to the line. He already has 14 points on the night. Doing a good job here in the second half.
And hitting his free throws now.
He missed his only 2 free throws in the first half. Now 1 of 3. Trying to cut this lead to 15.
And he does. So 4:23 left. The lead is 15. Not applying a whole lot of pressure, though, as Van Hoos able to dribble the ball up the court. That's something that scares you, a 6'9" guy dribbling the ball up the court.
Somebody said they saw him selling popcorn up there at the half. He does it all for this team.
And something that he's still working on developing, because at the Division I level where he will most likely play, he will not be a center like he is in high school. He will play the power forward position. So over his junior and senior year, he wants to work on his game, extend his range from the field. He's pretty good from about 15 or 16 feet, but if he could develop a three-pointer on a consistent basis, he would be a downright nightmare for defenses, and ball handling as well. He's got some skill in that area. He'll try and develop that more. Certainly something that a guy like Rick Pitino likes for his big man to do. Antoine Walker, Walter McCarty, they can all handle the ball. Although the big men he has right there aren't really ball handlers, Jamal McClure, Nazim Mohammed. I'd be kind of scared to see them coming on the point.
Kyle Adams threatening to become the 4th Paintsville player in double figures, and he threatens no more. He has 10. And we'll get a timeout with 4:02 remaining in this ball game. It's a 17-point lead for Paintsville. Prestonsburg will regroup for what they hope to mount a comeback.
Wayne Supply Company and the Mountain Classic basketball tournament have been a pretty strong team over the years. In fact, we've both grown right along with Eastern Kentucky through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to service. Whether on the playing field or on the job site, hard work breeds confidence. And in Eastern Kentucky, Wayne supplies confidence.
Everyone wants a quiet place to get away. Here's one within driving distance. The new Camry. Thanks to a new level of sound-absorbing technology, including a special alloy in the steering wheel to reduce vibration, so the only thing you feel is good. The new Camry. Quieter, smoother, better than ever.
First semifinal game of our WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic at 68-51, Paintsville leading. Coming up after this game, we'll have Pikeville against Perry Central. Of course, tomorrow night, we've got the consolation game and the championship game. We will see all 4 teams that you see tonight will also be in action tomorrow. Prestonsburg trying to come back here with only 3:50 remaining in this game.
Kyle Cowley checks into the lineup and misses the 3. They send it back down to Josh McKenzie. And another good pass, but Adams is going to be called for the walk there, but a good look from McKenzie.
Coach Jack Pack getting what looks to be a lot of shooters, because this is a very small team out there right now. You've got Mike Clark, you've got Wes Salmons, Andy Jarvis, also Kyle Cowley, and John Ortega.
Paintsville with the same lineup they virtually played the whole night. Their starters are out on the court.
Other than Kyle Adams. He is their 6th man, though. He could be the starter.
That's right. Salmons throws up the 3, front rim.
And J.R. Van Hoos is definitely has a double-double now as McKenzie hits a streaking tackle.
Rolls off the rim.
Big rebound that time by Jarvis as they try to mount the comeback. 16 points now, make that 18 points for Jarvis. 68-53 the score, Paintsville in the lead. Nice pass
from Todd Tackett. In the air, makes the decision on the touch pass down to McKenzie. McKenzie now has 23 points on the game.
Andy Jarvis a little short on that one.
Salmons tees up the 3. Van Hoos another rebound and then gets the foul. A little frustrated getting bagged around in there, but the big guy takes it.
And we will shoot the bonus on this one as Jack Pack's Prestonsburg Black Cats have committed too many fouls at this point.
That's one of the things that's so impressive about Van Hoos. He doesn't get the rebound the first time. He tips it up, tips it to himself. He knows he keeps his arms outstretched. Nobody else is going to get to that ball and brings it down. He's got about 13 rebounds on the game so far, a definite double-double. And once again, he's just so good from the free throw line.
And when you look at this Paintsville team down the stretch, they're going to have to hit their free throws. They're a 73% shooting team. That's not too bad for a team.
No, not at all. That's second best in the state, Keith. Prestonsburg trying to save a little time on the clock, letting the ball bounce before Ortega picks it up.
He's going to launch the three and won't go. There's McKenzie. And look out. He will miss. He missed one in the first game, and he misses
the second dunk he's missed, and I'm sure he's going to hear that from his teammates. A nice pass, and Jarvis puts it in.
When it's a 4-point turnaround, you might hear from your coach also. Joe Campbell committing the foul. No threat there. He only has one, and besides, there's only 2 minutes remaining in this ball game. Paintsville going back to the line, and it's Todd Tackett, who is one of the top free throw shooters in the state.
Certainly Tackett at 6'3", who's already put one dunk in earlier this game. He's going to have a little something for Josh McKenzie, who goes for the one-handed thunder there, but hits off the back rim. I'm sure Tackett will have a little ribbing for his teammate, who's 6'7", after this one's over. 2 minutes exactly left on the clock. Little front rim, 73-55 the lead. And it'll be heave up the three time for Prestonsburg. And Ortega gets nothing but net on that shot. That gives him 21 on the game as he moves over the 20-point mark. He has been the most consistent offensive threat for Prestonsburg this evening.
Might be a little too late at this point. 1:47 remaining, 73-58, and what a beautiful pass that time. McKenzie, can't get it to fall, but he will go to the line to shoot two.
I tell you what, Keith, we talked with Paintsville and Prestonsburg on first-round games. Both of them were looking forward to this game. Prestonsburg to gauge how they would fit into the region with J.R. Van, who's back in the lineup. And I think Paintsville was really looking forward to this game to maybe exonerate themselves from that loss earlier this season. I think they've made a statement coming out here tonight. This has been a pretty convincing victory. Their practice on Thursday must have gone pretty well.
Well, I think for Prestonsburg, too, they just wanted to get out here and they wanted to play Paintsville. They just want to play them as many times as they can before the regional tournament, the better, because you get to know that opposition.
And another thing, Paintsville is pretty well versed and experienced in playing in tournaments. They've already played in a couple, including one in Lexington with some of the best big men in the country. They've got another tournament coming up, the All-A region, as they try and go back to Richmond to compete for the All-A title, and they will be seeing perhaps a Pikeville team will be playing in this second game. We'll see them coming up a little bit later on, but Paintsville has this one well in hand, 75-58.
Tough first round for them in that All-A. They'll have to take on Allen Central, who has Thomas Howard, and then one of the Mr. Basketball candidates from the state, Thomas Jenkins. So look out for those.
And it looks like the Black Cats have now cleared the bench as massive substitutions come into the game for both squads. This one well in hand with just 1:25 left. The crowd, though, has gotten their money's worth. It's been a good game. Paintsville really broke this open, though, adding to their 6-point halftime lead in the third quarter, outscoring Prestonsburg 22-12, and that was really the deciding factor. A lot of that done with J.R. Van, who's on the bench with 3 fouls.
Prestonsburg, as you say, conceding the loss here, 75-59. One more shot for Ortega. If he makes it, he'll come out of the ball game as the substitution is awaiting, and he does. So Ortega will finish with 23 points on the night. 23 points tonight, 22 points in the previous game. He's certainly making a bid for the all-tournament team. And a big shot there from Paintsville as Dustin Ratliff, a freshman, 5'10" freshman, comes in and hits the shot. So Dustin Ratliff gets into the ball game and immediately gets in the scoring column. Mark Grimm picking up the foul for Paintsville. Neil Hamilton will be at the line. And he gets the friendly roll. Coming up, we've got a huge game. Pikeville and Perry Central. The second half of our doubleheader tonight comes up in 1:09.
one thing you've got to be impressed with for both teams is the crowd support. Both of these schools, Prestonsburg and Paintsville, have brought a tremendous fan base with them to the game. They're very vocal, cheering on their teams. Looks like Paintsville will get the better of it tonight, but back about a little over a month ago on Friday the 13th, the Prestonsburg crowd was very vocal. And their victory, this evens the series up at 1 apiece, Keith. And you've got to think that these two teams will see each other a little later on down the line. And certainly Prestonsburg can play with and defeat Paintsville, although it's not going to happen tonight.
Going to have to be a rubber match sometime. Maybe that 15th region. Although there's a few other teams will have something to say about that. Pikeville, Elkhorn City,
I tell you what,
Pike
Keith,
Central.
that 15th region tournament is going to be loaded. We'll get a look at another 3 of the
Allen
final
Central.
4 here in the WYMT Wayne Supply Mountain Classic are from the 15th. You know, you've had them on display. Pikeville certainly looking to make it into the finals. We could have an all 15th region final. Perry Central will certainly have something to say about that. They still will be without leading scorer Bill Sumner, but they have got a pretty deep team. They've got some size. Doug Powers and crew will be in for a good game.
And that is a sophomore, Danny Scott, getting into the scoring column for Paintsville. Sean Owsley, or Owsley, rather, I'm sorry. Scoring for the Black Cats. 79-64, only 15 seconds remaining here.
These guys just want to get in the scoring book, Keith Farmer.
And
10 seconds left.
More mass substitutions for the Paintsville Tigers as they want to get some players in to get say they can. They've now played in the Mountain Classic.
Paintsville dresses about 20 players, Keith, so for them to empty the bench is a accomplishment. And number 15 steps in with the steal. This one's just a formality now. 4 seconds left.
Devin Pack almost coming away with a big steal there. He may have had a breakaway layup. 3 seconds remaining.
And that will signal the final of this one. 79-64. Paintsville Tigers certainly get their chance to avenge their earlier season loss to Prestonsburg, and they do it in fairly impressive fashion. 79-64, 15-point win for the Tigers, although I would think, Keith Farmer, that these two teams will see a little bit more of each other down the stretch.
We'll take a break and come back and wrap things up here on this first game of our doubleheader. After that, we'll see Pikeville and Perry Central go at it in game number 2. Stay with us.